trying to basically just do as much damage as you can with those. And, of course, these Zerglings are going to be able to outrun these guys. Getting one. We'll get the rest of these, it looks like. Yes, and we do see all the Hellions coming down and blowing up. Well, they were able to kill a lot of these Zerglings. And these Zerglings are trying to run over here, and seeing that the command center does lift off. So Idra still in a really good position. We see the third level of both melee damage and armor coming online for the Zerg player. So these Ultralisks are just going to be huge, huge bastions of flesh and blood. So these guys are going to be able to really take a lot of punishment. And there's a lot of Ultralisks right there. I'm going to look at that. 15 Ultralisks online right now. So these guys are going to be moving forward. That scan did catch a glimpse of them. So we do actually have the Zelnaga Tower occupied by the Zerg player. However, these tanks do see these Hydras coming in here, and those turrets do go down. These Hellions are going to all go down. So these Marauders are trying desperately to knock down all of these Ultralisks. Will these Ultralisks be able to kill all of these units? I do not know. This Thor does look like it will go down. The Marauders stemming once again. These Ultralisks backing out, seeing that the odds did not favor them in this position. Of course, these Marauders being pretty ballsy right now, trying to chase down this last Ultralisk, but will not succeed in doing so. So we saw the Thors and the tanks and the Marauders doing a good job of just really punishing those Ultralisks for walking up on that ramp. However, Idra still having a good command of the map and has a lot of Ultralisks left. Idra still in a really not feeling the pain, and we do see him bringing on some more infestors. So probably we'll be seeing some more fungal growth. Idra so far has done a great job of using fungal growth in this matchup. These Thors will be really susceptible. Let's see. He does not have neural parasite, so the Thors do not have to worry about having the neural parasite inflicted upon them. However, we do see the Ultralisk moving up here. These tanks are not deployed, so these tanks will not be able to get their first shots off here. And they just deploy, but it's too late. These Zerglings are all over them. These Ultras are going to be able to kill these Thors. These Thors are being inflicted by the fungal growth. Great use of fungal growth once again. These Ultralisks, so many of them, these units stemming, trying to do the damage that they can do before they go down. They do have fungal growth on them. However, the Planetary Fortress is going to be healed. Some of these SCVs are healing it. There just aren't enough Ultralisks to take out that Planetary Fortress. Fearing some sort of reinforcement from the Terran player, Idra wisely backs out once again. Idra keeping the pressure on the Terran player, not allowing him to have a peace of mind, and just enable him, or letting him peacefully mine this high yield. So Idra, let's go and look at the production tab. Idra just finished his last upgrade for the melee units, bring on 8 more Ultralisks, and we actually see a greater spire. So we are probably going to see Broodlords on the field. So Broodlords and Ultralisks, great combo there. Although they are susceptible to the Vikings, and the Terran player does have quite a few Vikings online right now. Well, let's see how many units. He only has 4 right now, but he can bring on more if he wants to. So these Vikings are running around pretty much unmolested, looking for Overlords and Overseers, trying to take advantage of their ability to knock those guys down and you know, do a good job of supply capping. And we do see one being, will it be taken out? Oh, lag. And yes, it is taken out. So we do see the Vikings take down one, that Queen desperately trying to ward off them. However, he's not focus firing them. These Overlords are able to actually run away enough, and these Vikings, doesn't look like these Vikings really are going to be able to do much damage. A fungal growth going down on them, so locking them in place. This Queen just pinging on that one, be able to take one down. Will he be able to take the second one down? It looks like it. Oh, maybe no. He runs away with 8 HP. Of course, these Overlords with the speed upgrade are able to almost keep up with those Vikings. So those Vikings are retreating. We see 15 Ultralisks on the field right now. So Idra really doing well for himself at this point. Let's go ahead and look at the production. However, we do see 5 Corruptors just about to be finished here. And really another Planetary Fortress coming on here. And we do see Idra coming up again on these tanks. These tanks have no one in front of them. They are hiding behind their fungal growth going down on all of the Terran units right here. We do see a couple of infested Terran coming in the background, getting a nice surround here, not letting these Hellions maneuver around. And all of these units are going to die to the Ultralisks' brutal tusks. And of course, we do see him move back. Not so sure about moving back right there. The Terran player really didn't have that much in the way of units. He did have the siege tank on the high ground. Of course, these Marines, or these Marauders, try to get a little ballsy there, going down. We do see another medevac going down right there. And that tank does die, although he was doing a really good job of utilizing that high ground right there. These tanks, when deployed right there, can actually just totally bombard the entire, this little swath of the mineral line right here. So, looking to see whether the Terran player takes advantage of that right now, or later on. And the Terran player actually building missile turrets over here. So, it looks like he might be trying to expand to this mineral patch right here. And we do see these Vikings, of course, being repaired, trying to fight back those Corruptors that are online right now. Of course, we do see these SCVs being transferred currently. Let's go look at the income tab. Idra way ahead in the income tab. He's actually behind in drone count, but ahead in minerals. And we do see this Raven sitting here and deploying these auto turrets. These auto turrets doing a nice bit of damage to those drones. However, they will not be enough to really do any damage to these other units. And then we did see that Raven go down. And this one lone auto turret is going to be completely overrun by these Ultralisks. And so right now, we see the tanks deploying on this Hydra, like we were talking about earlier, and just shelling the crap out of these drones right here. This extractor will go down unless Idra chooses to do something right now. Idra, however, really, it's really not that big of a deal, seeing that he has two, let's see, three, this one almost mined out completely. So Idra really not hurting for minerals. Two Zerglings going down right there for pretty much no reason at all. And we do actually see the blue Terran is actually taking the lead as far as income-wise. Now he is about 400 head. And we do actually see this Overlord coming over here, trying to get vision for this Nidus Swarm coming down. So this Viking, we're not seeing this Viking actually coming down and doing any sort of drop, trying to block this Nidus Swarm. So this Nidus Swarm might very well get lucky and be able to deploy. Let's go ahead and see what's loaded up in there. Yeah, so we have a lot of Ultralisks in here. We see all of these Ultralisks coming out. This Viking is sniping this Nidus Worm, and these Ultralisks aren't really doing anything about it. So, will they be able to knock down that Nidus Worm? Oh, it's going to be close. No, they are not going to be able to. So, these Ultralisks shaking out this Terran player's little expansion he had here. So, will they be coming down here and attacking this? It looks like it. This planetary fortress is trying to be fight back. However, we do see the Marauders coming in here and stemming against these Ultras. The Ultras will... I do not believe that there are going to be enough Ultras to take out this army. These Ultras so weak against mass Marauder. This Marauder so robust and so great against armored units, along with this planetary fortress, which was being healed. So those Ultras all going down there. And we still see this tank sieging the mineral line of Idra on his high yield. We do see these Corruptors coming up against these Vikings. These Vikings are already damaged, so these Corruptors will be able to dispatch all of these Vikings. One Viking desperately trying to run away. Will it be able to get away? I know it will not, and it does go down and falls down to the pit of the Death Star. That really does look like the main chamber of the Death Star. So anyway, we do have some Hellions running in there trying to get something going, but we do see some Brood Lords coming up. Oh my. Apologies. Let's go back. Wrong button there. So, either way, let's get ahead just a tad bit. And going back. One guy trying to run away will fall to the depths of the Death Star. Okay, now that I got done pressing the wrong buttons, we see Brood Lords coming on the line. So let's go ahead and look at the production tab. We do see level 3 vehicles coming up here. And we do have the Hellions running up here trying to do something. Seeing that these Brood Lords and Infestors are backing out. Really not able to do anything because Idra really doesn't have that many drones here right now. And we actually see a massive wave of Zerglings coming on this base. And we see some more lag coming there. Awesome. And all of these SCVs desperately trying to heal this planetary fortress. Too much DPS on that planetary fortress will go down. All these SCVs running around, and we do see some conflict coming down here. These Marauders are stimming, trying desperately to ward off all these Ultralisks. These tanks choosing not to deploy. These Zerglings will be able to get around them and kill these tanks. These Vikings and Medevacs just flying overhead, really not able to do anything to help their brothers and sisters down there. And these Ultras will be coming here trying to knock down this planetary fortress. The planetary fortress is just melting in front of them. All of these tanks desperately trying to do something. These Ultras not really looking so good, but I do not believe the Terran player has enough, and no, he does not. All of these units will be going down to these Ultras. The Ultras have so many kills right now, but they are not faring so well. So once again, Idra able to knock out both of these expansions here with these Ultralisks just so strong. And we do see Brood Lords moving up. So these Brood Lords are going to be sieging these air defenses. Of course, the missile turrets do not have range enough to kill these Brood Lords. And we do see that tank going down. And so right now we have these Ultras killing all of those SCVs that were long-range mining, and we see the Terran player tap out. Oh, wow. Idra just really had too much for the Terran to really fend off. The Terran was not able to establish any sort of permanent income at this point. His income was actually a third of Idra's at this point. So Idra doing a great job of using Zerg's great abilities for macro. So guys, great to see an Idra game up, and I really don't see enough of him in my opinion. So really going to be excited to see Idra in the MLG. Whether Idra will be in the MLG tournament, I'm not really sure. Either way, looking forward to see more of him. And guys, thank you so much for joining me today. As always, if you like what you see, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. And as always, this is Venerati signing out.